Hi, and welcome to Colibri Kitchen. This is our first episode of What Do Vegans Eat? So today, Pablo and I are going to eat vegan pizza. So I roasted up some eggplant, spinach, some portobello mushrooms. We've got pasta sauce and a wonderful prepared, already rising for us, gluten-free pizza crust that I made with flaxseed and chia eggs. Very simple to do egg replacement. So this right here is already mixed up in a dough ball, doing its thing, prepping. So what we're going to do right now is actually make vegan cheese. So this is pretty experimental. There's lots of good recipes on the internet. So what I have here is half a cup of raw cashews soaked and a half a cup of almonds soaked. I did kind of a fast soak on them where I boiled them and let them sit in the warm water so they're softer. I also have about a third of a cup of onion. We're just going to chuck that right into the blender. I'm going to use a quarter cup of Nutritional yeast, which is really good at giving that kind of cheesy flavor to pretty much anything that you have. And we've got a little bit of curry powder for good measure, a little zazz. I think I'm only going to use about a half a teaspoon, so give it some good color. We've got we'll do a full teaspoon of salt. Got some just regular old black pepper. We'll do a half teaspoon of black pepper. One kind of nice thing with these recipes is you can really play around with them. So don't be afraid to experiment, add different things. Maybe you want basil, garlic, chive, cheese, whatever you want, you can do that. I'm also going to add a little bit of spicy mustard, but I'm not going to show the brand because I did a Boycott app scan on this thing, and apparently this brand goes for GMO labeling. So after this bottle of spicy brown mustard, we're moving on. Alright, so we'll do maybe a little bit more. Alright, so teaspoon and a half-ish. Alright, and then we are going to use about a quarter cup of olive oil. These are just kind of an emulsifier liquid. You have that all up in the blender, and you just got to put your lid on, and we're going to just go ahead and blend this up until it's nice and smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right now because it's about to get loud. So we've blended it all up. I actually ended up adding maybe a couple teaspoons of water to it just to get it to a more creamy consistency. But you can do as you like with that. So it comes out and it's kind of the consistency of like a ricotta. So a little clumpy. I'm just going to separate it out and put it into a little jar. See what that looks like. Maybe not totally appetizing looking, but it's really good. Okay, so now that we have our cheese, we have our sauce, we have our toppings, and our bread is prepping. All we have to do is wait for the bread to finish, we'll roll it out, we'll put the toppings on, we'll put it in the oven. So we'll come back as soon as the bread preps. So our dough is prepped. So I just went ahead and rolled it out or flattened it out with my hands. So I'm just going to make a square crust because I don't have a round pan. So just going to pat this out. Once it's nice and even throughout the pan, then I'm going to stick it in the oven to bake for maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10, we'll say 5 minutes. Just so that the top of it gets nice and firm. So when I put the sauce and the toppings on it, it doesn't get all soggy. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the oven now, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Alright, so we've baked the crust for 5 minutes or so just to get the top nice and firm. So now we're just going to go ahead and pour some sauce on top, spread it out, and add all of our toppings. So we are almost done, which is good because I am hungry. So just spread it around however you like. There's no wrong way to make a pizza. Well, maybe there is, but I don't think so. So now I guess we're gonna let's put some cheese on first. So it's gonna take little kind of globules, and we'll put that just kind of even all throughout the top. So pretty, so pretty. Alright, so we've got some cheese on there. So now we're going to put some of our other toppings, some of our roasted eggplant. Delicious. Alright, and then we're going to throw some of our chopped up portobello on there. Sneaky hands in the kitchen. Oh, I'm just going to top it off with a little bit of spinach. We'll spread it. It'll kind of wilt, I suppose, as it gets cooked. Alright. So, once you've got that all situated, then you just pop it back into the oven for another 10-15 minutes. Let everything get good and cooked and roasted and toasted, and then it is time to eat, my friends. So we're going to put this back on, and then I'll show you the finished product, and we'll do a taste test just to cut it up. Steaming. Generally, you should just let this cool down for at least a good period of time so you don't scorch your tongue. Alright, so our pizza's cooled down just a bit, and we've got some delicious Mayflower local craft brew that we tried out yesterday. It was awesome, so I think that's a perfect pairing with our pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see what piece do we want. Give it a go, something with a little bit of everything on it. Spread out that cheese a little bit. We did decide over the break that the cheese was a tidbit too salty, so next time I wouldn't add any salt if I were you. But, you know, to each his own. So, oh, there's a lot of mushroom.
That's very good.
Yeah. Alright. So, not too bad.